748. As a result of the notice of hearing and charges filed in this matter on May the 13th of 2016. My name is Tom Stovall, and I have been assigned by the Secretary of State to be the administrative judge at this hearing. At the close of the hearing, I'll take the matter under advisement, render an initial order, send a copy of that order to both parties, who will then have an opportunity to appeal the order to the Commissioner before it becomes final. Let the record show that Ms. Shalina Brown, Assistant General Counsel with the Department of Commerce and Insurance, represents the Department in this matter. The record also show that Mr. McLean is not present this morning, nor is an attorney present on his behalf. This matter was scheduled to commence today, September 16, 2016, at 9 o'clock a.m. It is now 5 minutes after 9. Ms. Brown, I understand that you intend to make a motion to hold Mr. McLean in default. Is that correct?
Sir.
And do you have proof of service of the notice of hearing in this matter?
Yes, sir. I have we had to undertake, after serve Mr. McLean and personally serve him, and I have an investigator here with proof of service.
Very good. Do you want to go ahead and call that witness to the
Yes, sir.
stand?
The department would like to call Investigator Timothy Commerce.
Raise your right hand and let the court reporter administer the oath, please.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about?
And work out of 500 James Robinson Parkway. Currently an investigator.
And how long have you been an investigator?
Yes, this is the report I wrote upon serving Mr. McLean. Signed on July 1st of this year.
And does this
Exhibit number 1, you already have that, right? Okay, this will be exhibit number 1. Thank you, Mr. Cummers. Is he going to testify on the case in chief?
Yes, but he's my second one.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, sir. You can take a seat down. Brown, have you any other evidence on the question of notice in this case? Have you had any communication with Mr. McLean since Mr. Cummers served him with the notice?
No, sir.
All right. It appearing then from the record that Mr. McLean has been served notice of this hearing and has failed to appear, nor has Mr. McLean contacted Ms. Brown or my office requesting a continuance in this matter, I will grant the motion to hold him in default and allow the state to proceed. This case, I'll also state for the record that we have, in addition to the notice of hearing that was filed in this case that I previously referenced, we have a pre-hearing order that was entered by Administrative Judge Steve Darnell on June the 8th of 2016. Notice of witness and exhibits filed September the 8th, and amended notice of witness and exhibits filed on September the 9th, both of those documents filed by Ms. Brown on behalf of the department. All right, Ms. Brown, did you have an opening statement you wanted to make, or do you want to just call your first witness, however you wish to proceed? All right.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Please state your full name and business address.
Yes, Roxana Gamusio. I'm the Executive Director with the State Board of Cosmetology and Barber Examiners, and the address is 500 James Robertson Parkway.
And how long have you served as executive director?
A little over 3 years.
And what are your job duties?
I'm the custodian of the records. This would be for the licensees, including the shops and schools, and any complaints against these.
And does this
Yes, it does.
and does your office handle
You?
and what is required to renew your barber?
The renewal, which is every 2 years, just includes a fee. They can do it by paper and mailing it in, depending on the timeline. They've been able to do it online now for over 4 or 5 years. But mailing the renewal notice or going on the internet and renewing it themselves.
Does the department send
We do the renewal notices, kick out 65 days in advance, so they're mailed to the last known address that we have on file for individuals or for the business shops. When a license is issued for the first time, they would come in and get their first license. That creates their initial license date. That's upon completion of school and testing. Their address is entered, so they're kept in a database that's called CORE, C-O-R-E, and that database maintains the personal information on the individual, licensing, testing, all those sort of things. It is what then controls the renewal cycle so that a courtesy notice can be sent out. It is the licensee's responsibility to keep up with it because they're the ones that know they're currently working. And so if by chance they forgot to tell us that they moved, for example, and the notice didn't get to them, if they are working, because by statute they have to post their license and they're the ones that know they're working, they would still need to follow up to renew it.
And this is an electronic.
It is. The database actually scans all documents, and it's a way for us to maintain the data of the licensee's files, yes, including complaints.
And are you familiar with the matter of,
I am.
and is he a barber that is licensed?
He is. His license currently is active through December of 2016. He's been a licensee since 2006. Yes.
Your Honor, may I?
Yes.
I do.
Could you please describe them?
Yes. The dark screenshot that you have before you, that is the database referred to as the Regulatory Board System, RBS. It is a DOS-based computer system, and we used it from 1993 until September of 2015 when we rolled over to CORE. So in this particular case, the screenshot is of Mr. McLean's license. On the far right-hand chunk, you will see that his first license was issued December 19th, 2006. And then on the right side of the columns where it says currently expired, that license expired December 31st of 2014 was his last expiration time when he renewed. So this is his basic data from RBS on this particular screen. The second set of documents that has 4 pages, our new system is easier to read. It's obviously a little bit more user-friendly, and it includes absolutely everything about his license. There, too, you will see on the first part of information his original license date of December 19th, 2006. It goes down to give you the name of the school he went to. It includes the fact that he was a manager of the shop, includes the shop information, complaints, and then his payment history is the starts on the bottom of page 3 to page 4. That payment would reflect his renewals.
Excuse me, are these records kept in the regulatory?
They are. They are the database that track the licensees in the profession.
And do you have a duty to maintain?
I do.
Your Honor, I'd request entry.
Yes, we did.
Your Honor, may I approach?
I do.
Please describe it.
The first document is the actual inspection sheet completed by our field inspectors. In this case, it's by Mr. Comers. This is a routine annual inspection, as it's marked so on the right-hand side. So he went to perform an inspection of the shop, And the middle section shows the violations against this shop: not displaying a license, a person that was working is on an expired license. And then the second page is the actual notice of violation issued. The middle section cites the two codes that are that are not compliant, which is the person, again, practicing on expired license. And then the last document is a picture that the field inspector was able to take of the individual actually working on a client.
And do you have a business to maintain this document, the official business?
Yes, I do.
Your Honor, I'd request,
Capacity, I do very few. However, when I was hired in 2014, I would ask certainly go into the business, and usually I'll announce that I'm with the state board and walk back toward the rear. A lot of times, depending on the type of cosmetology shop I'm entering, there could be someone exiting the back door. So usually we'll do a quick walkthrough, let them know who we are, and then at that point, I will begin a regular inspection of the work area. Definitely, whenever there is a situation that they're in violation, then a notice of violation is issued on the spot. Yes, I do.
did you issue this notice of violation?
I did.
Did you prepare this inspection?
Was to Jameer McLean. It's not. It turns out that he had a license that expired 12/31/2014, and a license displayed as well.
And what is the violation?
62-3107 persons without a valid license practicing, and then 62-3118. Called Miss Demonbrian, and a lot of times, especially in the field when we have a computer screen, RBS, to look it up, there's always the chance they might have sent monies in between. He said that he had mailed it in a few weeks prior, and of course that was whenever I called Mr. Munbrin. The two.
Thank you. Your Honor, I have no further.
Summers, if I could ask you to look at the photograph that's attached to exhibit number 3.
Yes, Your Honor. He's the second individual with the toboggan or some type of cap on, and he's applying some spray to a customer.
All right, thank you. Closing you'd like to say?
Yes. Your Honor.
Violations are you alleging, Ms. Brown? I mean, clearly one of the violations.
I believe it was the failure to display his license, but in my notice of hearing and charges, Your Honor, he was the co-owner of that shop at the time. He was the co-owner
Co-owner.
of Clips Salon, or the barber shop, sorry, it was Clips Barber Shop at the time. So under the statute, he was responsible for ensuring that only licensed individuals were performing barbering services.
Well, that would be a violation of which is practicing without a license, and 62.3.111, which is the owner responsible for ensuring that only persons licensed by the board.
Honor, as one minor housekeeping thing, I would just like to mention out with the black screen, we inadvertently failed to redact the social security number, if you would allow us to do that.
Brown, I ask that you draw the order for my signature to expedite this matter. The factual allegations contained in your notice of charges operating without it on an expired license, and that violation of the law, both on because of individual practice, but as well as being the co-owner of the facility, violation of the law that he is responsible for all persons working in the shop to be properly licensed. As far as a penalty to be imposed, Brown, I note in your notice of hearing that you reference violations of, if you'll turn to page 5, violation noted for section 111.
Sorry, it might have just been a typo.
Or the rules, is the range of penalties the same for 111?
It is, Your Honor, and I believe it's displaying 118 or 119.
Honor, I'm sorry, we don't have the statute with us.
Rules reference a civil penalty for violation of 111. Brown, if I'm reading that right, rule, there is no civil penalty assessment for a violation of 111. Ms. Brown, I'm a little confused here. Are we, are you alleging that he should be sanctioned for operating the business with someone there who is not licensed, meaning in this case himself? Are you also accusing him of not having his license displayed? Because that's a third violation.
We did not allege the display of his
Right.
license.
Okay. This is what I'd like to do then, Miss Brown. Going back, when you draw the order, he has violated the two provisions of your statute, 107, which is practicing without a license, and 111, which is operating the business while someone is not licensed. However, it would appear to me that since we're talking about one individual, that it is in essence the same violation, and so therefore I'm going to assess one civil penalty for violation of Section 62.3.107 in the amount of $500, and I'm doing that because Mr. McLean promptly properly renewed his license within a couple of weeks, and so that suggests to me that he was at least, although clearly he was in violation of the law, I don't believe it was his intention to remain in violation of the law, and so there will be one civil penalty in the amount of $500 for violating Section 107, as well as the costs of this proceeding. And Ms. Brown, if you would also include in the order the fact that we've held Mr. McLean in default, and the evidence that he had received notice of this hearing through Mr. Commer's personal delivery of the notice to him. All right, if there's nothing further, we'll stand adjourned. Thank you very much.